Who's that? Hi everyone, I'm going to react to Bleach 1000 Year Blood War episode 18, Rages at Ringside. And this is my third episode. Then I should be going to sleep right now because it's like 12:51 a.m. and I have to wake up like around 6:30 or something. But I'm like, I don't know. I want to see what are those two lights that are coming down from heaven. Why do I keep saying that? But yeah, last episode ended with you have Komamura getting this new power, but then at the end of it he just transformed into a wolf and he can't talk anymore. And he was being carried, I believe, by the person. Was that his lieutenant? I don't know who it was, but I think it was his lieutenant. It was carrying him away. And then Uryu went to one of those stern readers, and then people were going towards the stern readers, and Jugo retreated. So I don't know what the heck is going on. And then you have the two that's coming down. So it's like, what the heck is going on? I don't know. So I want to see what those two that's who they are and whatnot. So before we get into this episode, if you guys have my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider supporting my Patreon. Am I recording this? Okay. Patreon.com/feelmini. And now let's start this episode. And here we go. I had to go back to see Renji's new Bankai. Just because the way that battle ended with him and Superstar, it's just, I didn't quite, especially when he said, "Did you burn yourself out?" I'm like, what happened there? I didn't quite see it. So I went back to look at it again a couple of times. So, okay, this said, what's his name? Osho said that Hihyo Zabimaru is not really, is it like a partial name? And that the real name of Zabimaru, of his Bankai, is So-O Zabimaru. And then when he used it, his left arm, at one point he said Hihyo. So his left arm is Hihyo and his right arm is, I guess, So-O. Because when he did Hihyo, and then Hihyo like went giant and then crushed a Superstar's left hand, And then at one point he said Orochio. When he said Orochio, the left arm retreated, like Hihyo retreated, right? And then he stuck out his right arm So-O into Superstar. And then he said the technique Zagatepo, right? Zagatepo. And then there was this sort of like giant yellowish head with teeth or whatever that sort of like enveloped Superstar. And then when he turned his sword around, So-O around, I guess, and then he activated the technique or whatever, it sort of like crushed Superstar, and then he burnt himself out. I think I need to see his Bankai in action more before I can fully understand how it works, But I'm like, last episode when I saw the lights come down and then I was talking about it, I'm like, wait, it must be those two, right? Because they are the duo that are in training with in the Soul King Palace or whatever. So I'm like, if they are allies, and I believe they were allies, and it was two of them, then it had to be Renji and Rukia, and it was them, and they came at the right time because people, those two captains, nah. I mean, they tried their best, but they couldn't do anything against Superstar, especially when you have those two that are basically, if one is in danger or one Superstar is in danger, then James is there like as a fan, just like cheering him on. And when he does the thing, then he becomes stronger or something. And he just like punched the living out of both of them. And when he was about to defeat the second captain with his musical stuff, the guy like destroyed his eardrums so he couldn't hear the music that was messing with his mind and everything. He destroyed his eardrums. So that won't happen. And then he just like crushed the captain. And that's when Renji showed up. Well, interest is so cool, man. And both of them showed up and they stopped Superstar and he couldn't hear anything. And then James did his thing again and then he got totally healed. The healing like came back and everything. And yeah, well, when Renji told Rukia to take those captains, away and that he can take care of Superstar by himself. And then Rukia was like, yeah, at the current level that you are now, you can defeat this guy easily or something. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. It is so cool. I found it funny. That last episode, when Shinji was acting so confident about his technique to Bombi or whatever, and I'm like, you're being too confident right now. And then was it last episode, the one previously, I don't know, and then they activated the stole whatever the technique that they activated. I'm like, you're being way too confident right now. And then this episode, it was Superstar that was being confident after he launched his, was it supernova or something attack on Renji. And then he saw that Renji released his Bankai and then he was saying, oh, he must have done it out of desperation. I'm like, you are being too cocky right now. And that's basically, and then the tables turned on him. So I'm like, I feel like it goes both ways. Whether you're an ally or an enemy, like if you start feeling confident, then that means the other guys are gonna turn the tables against you. And that's what happened this episode. Superstar were being way too confident, and then so Zabimaru and Renji. So cool. They did that thing. So yeah. I feel like this episode was mostly focused on them, right? Was there Mayuri sent out he called Kyoraku, right? And then Kyoraku gave these orders to all the Soul Reapers there, told them to give him this new map because after the invasion, stuff are sort of like all over the place. People don't know exactly where they are, what their barracks are, and all of that. So there was this new map that was sent to all of them, and basically, Kyoraku telling everyone to find the nearest squad barracks or something and then get orders from their superior there or something or other like that. So they are basically regrouping, and I feel like that's basically what the Quincy's are also doing, so there was that. And then the after credit there, I thought it was going to be focused on Ichigo, but it wasn't. It was focused on Yuhabaha and Uryu and Jugo. After James was defeated, Yuhabaha was like, return to me or something. And I'm like, okay, what is actually returning to him? Is it James himself, or is it just the Rishi that comes from being a Quincy? And then like when you're a Quincy and you defeated your residual ratio or whatever is being absorbed by you, and then he's sort of like went shadowy, and then the shadow like went on the ground and then got up, and then it's like then Jugo stepped in and Yuhabaha stepped out. I don't know what the heck. And Jugo told Uryu that Yuhabaha is now sleeping, and when he sleeps, that's when he can be the father of all quincies and regain his powers and whatnot. That you shouldn't interrupt his sleep. And then he's about to tell Uryu exactly what kind of person, what kind of being Yuhabaha was, you know. Part of me is still hoping that Uryu is doing this because he wants to learn everything that he can about Yuhabaha, and so that he can find a way to defeat him. And in the meantime, he's just gonna be acting like the good soldier, like the proud successor of Yuhabaha, during that time. I'm still hoping that's what it is, because just some of his reactions this episode just makes me think that way. But then it could just be his surprise at seeing what happened with Yuhabaha and he wanting to know what the heck is going on, and not just because he wants to defeat Yuhabaha. I don't know, man. In the back of my mind, I'm still hoping that's what he's trying to do. That there's an ultimate goal in him joining up with Yuhabaha and the quincies and stuff. But I guess we'll see. Let me make sure that there wasn't really anything else that happened this episode before I move and my reaction. Yeah, there wasn't much. It was just the battle between Superstar and the two captains, and then Renji, So thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you want to see my reaction to the next episode, you can do so by checking out my Patreon, patreon.com/Fielmini. You can also see the full length for this reaction there as well. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. Nunca había sentido algo así. La vida me mantuvo siempre en paz. Chicas.